anybody asks me that question, the first thing I like to ask is, are you a tenant or are you a landlord? Are you a buyer or are you a seller? Because it really much depends on that. But look at the rental market first. What I see in the rental market is a lot of rapid change. And I'm on record for saying that markets don't change very quickly. In other words, very rarely does the price change either go much higher quickly or much lower quickly. It often takes quite a long time for the market to change. Although coming off the back of the World Cup, it's quite a unique situation. And what we are seeing now is a huge increase in activity. We have a lot of tenants that are now looking, whereas maybe a few months before the World Cup, because of holidays or different reasons, there weren't necessarily a lot of tenants in the market. We're seeing huge amounts of increase in clients looking for properties, looking to move within Qatar. So when I'm speaking to tenants right now, my encouragement is, first of all, to contact NelsonPark. Our job is to help tenants find a place to live. And as we've said before, we have the largest selection of properties across the market as a brokerage company. And to work with one of our agents, have a good look at what's available, because there's probably opportunities that are in the market now that wouldn't have been in the market 3 or 4 months ago. From the landlord perspective as well, we're seeing a lot of positive news. When I say positive news, a lot of positive feelings in the market, where I know quite a few companies that were looking at Qatar before the World Cup have now decided to invest into the country and are moving people in. I talked to a company even this morning that's moving a lot of people, actually in this case from the UAE into Qatar. So they're looking for places for their people. So from a landlord perspective, we're seeing, again, a lot of demand from tenants who are looking to secure a new property. So I think it's quite a good time really for both sides of the market, because there is that activity there where people are looking to move, they're looking for new opportunities, and they're willing to have a look at what's available in the market. Well, it very much depends on really the specific property. So this isn't a hard and fast rule, but I would say that a lot of rent levels right now are not too different than really what they were maybe a year ago in general. During the last year, prices have certainly gone up in certain areas, and maybe they've come off a little bit. Really much depends on the specific area and specific opportunities. But I'm not seeing a major change in the market now compared to where it was, say, a year ago. I know I've spoken to quite a few people. Again, I think of this one case with a compound that's full, the tenants are saying, so do we get 1 month free again? And the landlord's saying, well, actually, my compound's full. There's no need to necessarily change the price. They're not making price changes. It's really quite specific on the market. So it's a dangerous thing to kind of just say this is what the market is doing. The market's up by this percent, the market's down by that percent. It can be quite area specific, and not only area specific, but even compound and building specific, depending on what was happening in the past. I think what really excites me, if I look at the quality of the team that we have an excellent team of really experienced agents. We've hired some great people, not just in the last year, but the last number of years that really know the market well. So they've been through different cycles, and with things that have happened over the last few years, whether it was in some cases the decline in the price of gas, the price of oil, and how it affects the market, beginning of the blockade, the end of the blockade, the effects of the World Cup, to some degree what's happening globally in the economy. And if I look at our team, they've been through these cycles. So they've seen things come and go. They've got really good experience of how to deal with it. And we're just in the process now of opening up our third office. So we have an office in Selwell Road, as most people know. The office we're in here today in the Pearl, a great retail office. And we're in the process right now of opening up a new office in Lucille Boulevard. So we'll be the only real estate company on Lucille Boulevard. And for that, we're really excited into welcoming particularly a lot of clients that have property in Lucille that are looking to sell or to rent their properties. We see being very close to that market is going to help us out tremendously. One of the things I'm really excited about this year, we've rolled out a new service where we're now providing a valuation service, not only for real estate, but also for machinery, for any company assets that people need value. We do this. So we have a team of 2 people working with us now, one of which is RICS qualified. And even as a firm, we're really very proud that we're RICS regulated. So RICS, for those that don't know, is the Royal Institute of Chartered Surveyors, qualification that comes out of the UK. So as being part of that, it's quite exciting. And the other thing that we're doing we announced at the back end of 2022 is we now have a collaboration agreement with JLL. JLL is one of the largest real estate firms globally. They have offices around the world, both from their headquarters in the States to a very, very large business in Europe, headquartered out of London, a very important office in Dubai. And so now we are tied closely to them with a collaboration agreement representing them and their products globally from our office in Qatar. So we're quite excited about that. And I won't mention it today, but probably in the next few months, we're going to mention a few other new offices that we're looking to open in a couple of other countries. So quite excited to announce that in a few months.